Have you ever stood in front of the fridge and thought, I don't even know what to eat? You're not alone. There's so many of us out there. There's so much information out there. There's different diets, there's different rules, there's different opinions, and it just gets overwhelming. You hear analysis paralysis, you know, oh, wait, I'm learning this and I'm learning this and I'm learning this, but wait, I don't know what to do. I'm kind of frozen. I don't even know what I need to eat. We want to create a meal which is healthy and stabilizing for our body, and it can be a lot simpler than we think. We need to stop thinking, what diet should I follow? Because diets are made assuming everyone is in the same situation, even the AIP. So I work with clients who are struggling with autoimmune disease, trying to reverse autoimmune disease, trying to reduce their meds, which is possible for some people, right? But following an AIP diet may not be right for them. It was definitely not right for me. It created more inflammation in my body. And so stop looking at diets. Let's look at different components in the diets. Stop looking at what food's allowed, what food's not allowed, good and bad. This food's good, this food's bad. I don't like looking at foods that way either, because if you're telling me that food's bad, then I'm tending to want to go eat it. And so maybe that's just me. But I want you to think about, when you're looking at a meal, will this meal keep me stable? Will I feel good after I eat this meal? Will I have energy after this meal? Is it going to hold me until later on? When we have nice, filling meals that are going to hold us, then we have stable energy. It is now almost 5 o'clock. I still have lots of energy. I haven't even started dinner yet. My lunch has held over, and guess what? It was a salad, but it was one of my salads, a big salad with lots of different components, right? It was one that kept my blood sugar stable, because that also keeps your energy stable as well. And it was one that made my body recognize that it's getting all of the nourishment, and it's getting the minerals, it's getting the proteins and amino acids. I like amino acids better than proteins, because that's what we really need, is the amino acids, so that my body can feel regulated. And that is our goal, for you to have a nice, filling meal where your body feels safe and feels like all its needs are met. Every meal needs to provide sustained energy so you can make it to the next meal, not snack, can keep your blood sugar steady, and signal to your body that your nutritional needs are being met, that you are nourished. And to do that, you don't need more complicated recipes or to follow a strict diet. The simplest way I like to think about creating a meal is starting with fiber. I've talked about in this last couple of videos. Start with your fiber. What's your main fiber? What are you going to have for greens? Because I like to have greens at every meal. Do I add every meal every time? Not necessarily, but sometimes I'll put it in my breakfast. I always have a green salad, but then what can I have for dinner that also has some greens, right? So start with the fiber. All plants have fiber. I'm whole food plant based, so everything I put on my plate has fiber. But do I have some non-starchy vegetables that I can put on my plate that they're not going to be a lot of calories, but they're going to be high in fiber. They're going to have some minerals. They're going to have some water to keep my body hydrated and for easy absorption. Let's start there. What are the non-starchy vegetables? I always have a green and some veg. I usually have onions and garlic. I like to have colorful foods. So, what foods you can tolerate? I love bell peppers. I like mini bells, so I have all the different colors. But maybe you don't tolerate bell peppers, but you do tolerate carrots. Can you get different colors of carrots? Just looking, maybe you can use tomatoes, maybe you can use squashes for some different colors. Those are water dense, fiber-full foods. They're going to keep us full. Add protein. So beans, lentils, tofu, edamame, tempeh, if you tolerate tempeh, something like that, that's going to give you lots of B vitamins, more fiber, and more staying power. Now, we may need to adjust the quantity depending on your blood sugar levels. Maybe you tolerate quinoa or buckwheat, and you can include part of that in your meal. Adding a healthy fat, nuts, seeds, a sauce made with nuts or seeds, something that can slow our digestion and keep our blood sugar regulated. Maybe it's avocado, maybe it's olives, but we want a nice healthy fat that's maybe not oils. I don't want to get into the oil discussion, but when you think about it, oil is just liquid fat. There's not really many more components. Maybe you can have a cold pressed oil that has some minerals in there, but there's really not a lot of nutrition compared to eating the whole food with the fat, right? And so when we eat this fiber filled, protein from nuts, seeds, beans, lentils, healthy fats, also nuts, seeds, avocado. That's going to keep us full. That's going to hold in our stomach longer. It's going to help with satiety. It's going to help with sustained energy so that you're still full, a few hours later. Your blood sugar is going to stay stable and all of that. And the beauty is this can be really, really flexible. I can create it in so many different ways. I can do a sheet pan meal, roast all those vegetables on a pan, throw on some beans, I can put that on a salad. I can put that on a grain if I tolerate quinoa or brown rice or something like that, as long as your blood sugar stays stable. I can plate it all, make a rainbow meal. Sometimes you see my pictures on Instagram where I have pictures of mine, or I could even turn it into a soup. So I can have it several different ways, but it's the same combination of foods. So lunch could be a salad made with leftovers from last night. You maybe have leftover vegetables and leftover lentils on your salad. Sprinkle some pumpkin seeds on top and a healthy dressing. What I mean by healthy dressing, it can be one that you made with some potatoes. It could be one you made with some beans. It could be one you made with some nut butter, almond butter. Maybe you blended some cashews and made a dressing out of that, whatever. But you want it to be made of plants. Dinner can be cooked vegetables with some beans on the side. Maybe you made a bean stew with vegetables in it. Maybe you roasted or steamed some vegetables and then made a simple sauce to go on top of that. It's still all the same components, just put together in different ways. So this all will support blood sugar, gut health, stable energy. It helps keep inflammation down. If you look back at my Instagram now, when this comes out, I don't know how far along I'll be on my Instagram between now and then, but you'll see I had pretty much the same dinner, but I made it in a sheet pan dinner one night. I threw everything in a one pan skillet one night. It was really all the same ingredients, but I put different beans, I put a different sauce, but it's the same kind of thing, but it just feels different in the body. I'm satisfied. It looks different because I don't like to eat the same thing all the time. But when we twist it, I can throw it in a wrap. Now, what do I mean by that? Not a flour wrap. You can buy wraps made with vegetables. You can make wraps that are made out of just vegetables. You could even use nori or a coconut wrap, right? That is going to keep your blood sugar more stable. If this feels like a lot, don't try to do everything at once. Fix one meal at a time. Start with one meal. What are you having the most trouble with? When are you reaching for a snack? Back up and go to the meal before that. Keep repeating it, and then work on the next meal. Don't think you have to change everything all at once. This is what I do when I work with people. It can be in a class, it can be in my membership group, it can be a cooking class, it can be one-on-one cooking together, it can be just through Zoom talking about meals. It's what I love to do. It is my purpose, it is my passion. We start with one meal at a time. We look at chronometer, we do food journals if that is helpful. Sometimes we just take pictures of the meal so I can see, what are you eating? And let's see how we can quote unquote fix it. I don't like to use the word fix it, but what kind of tweaks can we do so you are satisfied you're getting all of your nutrient needs met as well. So if you take one thing from the May series of videos, it is you can create meals that support your body, reduce inflammation. You don't need to follow a perfect diet. You need to find what is right for you, what is right for your body. Something that is inflammatory to me may not be to you, and the other way around, right? We need to find what's right for you and make it where it's simple, repeatable. When you are having a rough day, a really crazy busy day, you know what to quickly grab in the kitchen to throw together a healthy, filling meal that keeps you full for hours. Anyway, start applying that. If you like this episode, let me know. If you have some more comments, if you have some positive suggestions, we want to hear from you. I love hearing from all of you. Like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll try to attach another recipe to this as well. Anyway, I will see you again next week.